Yes, we can. That's the attitude. Manchester United first choice goalkeeper Andre Onana has stated that he believes that Man United, the current players we have got what it takes to play the Ruben Amorim way. After him watching the full 90 minutes of Sporting Lisbon comeback victory over Manchester City. Isn't that the attitude we all want? Welcome to the United of Sport. My name is Webb, and on this match day, there's quite a lot to look at, but exciting news, of course, coming through from our first choice goalkeeper, Andre, because he's certainly important in everything we are trying to build. Because a good goalkeeper is the foundation for a good team or for a good squad, isn't it? Always, that's the case in the game of football. Now, listen, I know we're going to be watching PAOK in the UEFA Europa League, but with part of our thoughts focused on the 11th of November because the excitement is for us to see our incoming head coach Ruben Amorim just translate everything he does and how he does it, his magic from Sporting Lisbon into this squad that is underachieving. Now, that what you see right there on your screen is Amorim's formation, preferred formation, and it's a 3-4-2-1. That's the formation he has used most times as manager. And if I'm to just give it to you clearly to give you some bit of good perspective in terms of Amorim and how he has played during his time at Sporting Lisbon. He has one more game, by the way, against Braga on the 10th of this month, the same day we take on Leicester City. But listen, this is Amorim's starting formations at Sporting Lisbon. You can see across all his time at Sporting Lisbon, he has never played with a back four. Since 2020, that is, that's when he joined them. Now, he played a 3-5-2-1 for about 1.1% of the games, then a 3-4-3 for about 39% of the games, and mostly a 3-4-2-1. 3-4-2-1 is his preferred formation for 60% of his games at Sporting Lisbon. Ruben Amorim has been rocking a 3-4-2-1 formation. No, so definitely Ineos did not go for him to play a 4-2-3-1 that Eric Ten Hag played for nearly 80 or 90% of his games at Man United. No, they went for him because they know how he wants to play football and they believe that's the way they want Manchester United to play. So you don't expect him, and even if he said it himself that he would change a few things around and try to adopt because he has got different players and what have you, certainly you don't expect him to change everything from away from what he is known for, away from what he was employed for. So it's a different way of playing football, but not an impossible way. And I like the attitude from Andre Onana saying that they've got what it takes to adopt and play that Ruben Amorim way. But what does it take to play the Ruben Amorim way? First of all, you've got to be willing to work hard. That's one. Why? Because as you can see it right there, it's a compact system where the distances between players are small. They narrow the pitch. There is not a lot of width. If you watch Sporting against Man City, you saw how narrow they were. And when they lose the ball, they drop into a back five. So midfielders come and add on to the defense. Strikers drop back and add on to the midfield. So you realize that the distance in this formation, the distance between their goalkeeper, Andre Onana in this case, and the number 9, the man on top, that is Rasmus Højlund or Gyökeres for their case, is short. The number 9 is not always too high. That's why even when you watch Sporting Lisbon against Man City, they always got the ball. The number 9, Gyökeres, always got the ball from a bit of deep positions, and he had to cover some bit of grounds to get to goal. Why? It's a compact formation. That means you must be disciplined to play in that compact formation. You must be willing to work hard because when you get the ball, you've got to cover ground to go forward. The only beauty is the distances between the players are short and they make it difficult to penetrate you. You're impenetrable. Systems with a back three make it compact in the middle. That's what you saw Arsenal do with, rather Inter Milan do with Arsenal in the Champions League. They play back three with Simone Inzaghi, compact as well, difficult to penetrate. So that's the approach that Amorim does. That's why you saw even Man City, never mind them trying and creating. You saw the goal they scored. that goal from Phil Foden, it was a shot from a bit of a distance. He just saw a gap and went for a shot, which I think was partly deflected, or the goalkeeper was blocked. His view was blocked and he couldn't stop it. But it's difficult to pass and penetrate such a compact formation because distances are short. But for it to work, players have got to be disciplined, know how to move, in what patterns, but also be there is cohesion. This formation calls for cohesion. You've got to work together as a team. This business of Garnacho throwing his hands around when the ball doesn't get to him does not work. That wrong attitude doesn't work. I saw moments against Man City where Gyökeres looked a bit selfish, but his colleagues were not frowning at him. They were not. They were only disappointed that he didn't score. But he could have passed the ball to his colleague. But that's the teamwork. That's the spirit you need for you to be able to play well in such a formation. So it naturally, by its nature, promotes teamwork, which has been lacking in this Manchester United squad. So Andrew Onana says they can do it. They have got to prove it. And certainly it is going to be some bit of work for them to do. It will take a lot of adjustment in terms of mentality, in terms of discipline, in terms of how hard you're willing to work, in terms of how much you want to relate with your colleagues. But also, it calls for a target man. You've got now Rasmus Højlund is going to really step up and take up his number 9 position and have people playing for him. So the pressure on him will certainly be more to score goals. But you see, any striker lives off the chances they get. So I think, whereas it comes with pressure, I think it's a good thing if you're a striker, you want balls to get to you so that you're in positions where you can score. So this formation is certainly going to be good for Manchester United without a shadow of a doubt, in terms of changing and improving on the areas we're short at. So interesting stuff there. But of course, there is a game tonight, Man United up against PAOK. An important game for Manchester United. We are yet to win a game in the Europa League. Of course, RUBEN wants to change that so that the new boss, the new head coach comes in and finds at least the team has somewhere to start. We should be beating up on PAOK in this particular game. Not so many changes I expect in the squad, to be honest. RUBEN commenting on Lenny Yoro saying it was a big time for him to return in the squad. He's not expected to play a part in the game tonight. But for me, like I said, not so many changes I expect. But regardless who starts this game, my belief is strongly in the fact that Manchester United should be able to have enough weapons. Whichever players start on the game, they should be enough to get a win against this team that's languishing in 30th position on a 36-team log of the league phase of the UEFA Europa League. So let's wait and see how that goes. I just wanted to give you that encouragement that, listen, we've got players who believe we can play the Ruben AMORIM way, but I think now you've got an idea of what it would take for us to be able to play like that. Failure to do so, trust you me, certain players will be leaving sooner rather than later. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Match day. I will be back later. Cheers.